Hey everyone, I'm Brad Nelson.
I'm Corey Baumeister.
And you're watching the Versus live at StarCityGames.com. Corey, my brother, my favorite person in the world, you are here.
I cannot imagine being here. This is awesome. I'm so excited.
You can't even imagine it?
I just can't imagine it.
Well, you are in fact.
Dude, you're here. You don't have to imagine it.
That's
the
fair.
time for thinking about it is over.
I've been thinking about it for so much, though.
Yeah,
I've been so excited.
I've been so excited for this to finally happen, and you're here. You're in Roanoke.
Yep.
We're on our way to Atlanta for the Pro Tour, and you're staying a couple days here before we get there. And we film these Versus live, so why not get you in here, right?
Why not? I mean, this seems more exciting than Pro Tour. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just a
I
Pro
know
Tour,
it is.
right?
Yeah, and we've got Todd Anderson over here in the booth.
Roll Tide.
All right, roll Todd. All right, so today is going to be so much fun. I've got my brother here for the first time. I've wanted to do this for years.
Yeah.
And we've got some really good matches. So we're going to be kicking things off today with the two decks that we played this past weekend in Grand Prix, New Jersey.
Yep.
I played a teched out version of Boros Angels, and by teched out, I just put all the cards I really liked in the sideboard and ignored numbers and
synergies
and all the like the meta game was like, well, I don't think I'm going to beat this deck anyway, so we'll just ignore it and hope we don't play against it.
It worked.
It worked until the finals.
It worked until the finals. It's still a great finish.
It was an awesome finish. And you played blue-red spells, or is it spells?
Is it spells? Yep. No, I think the deck is super powerful. I was just crushing with it beforehand. You know, I don't normally steer away from your deck advice, but I felt very confident with it, and I think it's a really powerful deck.
At midnight Friday night, he's like, am I making a mistake?
Yeah.
Should I play this or should I move over?
I don't think there's been a time in my life when I've been playing a deck that isn't the one you submitted where I don't think, am I making a mistake at midnight?
But yeah, so this is going to be a very popular matchup moving forward.
Yep.
Our next video is a cool one. So for the second match we're playing today, we are going to be pitting the finals of this past weekend's Classic in Charlotte against each other. It was Ollie and Trowsy playing 5-color control against Brad Shepard's Jeskai control.
Yep.
Now, I loved this joke I saw on the internet. Finally, Ollie and Trowsy won a standard tournament. The curse has been lifted, and now he can play real decks again. So, congratulations, Ollie.
But Willie,
he won't. And then we have a very special third match. Should we spoil it, Todd?
Let's spoil it after the second, or let's spoil it like in a little while.
In a little, okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
No, I'm fine with it. I'm
on the fence. I want to keep it in the dark till you draw your opening hands. That's how much I want to keep it in the dark. But I mean, we just tell them. Just tell them.
All right. So Corey and I are both Star City Games Open champions.
Oh yeah.
His came just a few years before mine.
Mine was in the infancy of their the Open series.
Yeah, it was real early. It was in Minneapolis. It was an Open or a 5. They were called 5Ks at the time.
Yep.
On Saturday, and followed up with a PTQ.
Yep. My trophy did say Open though, so
yeah. And no, it was
so
an
that
Open.
Counts.
It was an Open, and he won the Saturday tournament, and he lost the finals of the PTQ, but he won so many matches that weekend, he still got to the Pro Tour.
Cute on rating, yep.
Yeah. So he's going to be playing his first Open winning deck list, and I'm going to be playing my first Open winning deck list, but it came like 3 or 4 years later.
Yeah. And do you happen to remember round 4 of that Open in Minneapolis? I played a great opponent.
He was a wonderful opponent.
Wonderful.
He really hasn't hit his stride by that point, though, but eventually became the 2010 Player of the Year and eventual finalist of GP New Jersey last week.
All right, let me ask a question about this person that you're talking about. Though.
Yes.
Have they ever won states?
I have not won states, but states is such a unbelievably tough tournament, and I'm so proud of my brother for winning, 5 of them?
5 times,
wow, so,
You're just amazing.
So, reigning Player of the Year, Grand Prix finalist, Pro Tour finalist, can't win states. States must be harder than the Pro Tour, man. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
I'd trade it in any day. I'd trade in all 5 of my states for 1 Pro Tour top.
I don't know.
So I'll give it to you
I'm
there.
still very proud of all of your state's accomplishments.
Yeah. I'm proud of your world accomplishments. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. But anyway, let's kick into it. Let's start some magic up and
play some games.
If anyone has any questions, send them over to Todd, and we have have some time for questions, we'll fill those out.
Yeah, let's do one or two real quick, just because we got a lot of people chatting and stuff.
Yeah, of
we're having a
course.
good time.
Yeah.
Brad Ulo's asked multiple times now. Brad, are you going to be writing about your Boros Angels deck this week on StarCityGames.com?
Why, yes, I am. I've already, last night we got in. It was a long drive, long weekend.
Yep.
I didn't feel like getting the article out then, but I sat and did all of the, what I like to call the grunt work, like getting the cyborg guy built and getting all of the data down. And then then I have to use those words to make it look like an article.
Yeah.
But all the information's already on the table and it looks wonderful.
I'm excited to read it.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, this one's actually for Corey. Weemuns wants to know, he's been talking about this for a while. Electromancer versus Enigma Drake. That's the big switch. That was the big change that you went with this weekend. Why? And do you regret it?
Well, okay, so I think while Enigma Drake is insanely powerful, Electromancer actually has a higher ceiling. I think that card can just have the most insane draws possible, but it turns on a lot of removal that would normally be turned off. Like Moment of Craving, Shocks, Lightning Strike, stuff like this. Kill specifically only that card in that matchup. And I kind of wanted to take that effect out of there. Plus, I wanted more Drake effects to have that more explosive turns with maximum velocity. So that's why I chose to do that. Still not 100% it's better, but I really did like the choice for the weekend, and it felt good.
I thoroughly believe that playing more Drakes is better, and this is my logic behind it, is that yes, Electromancer is great on turn 2, but this is a deck that sees most of its cards. It can see upwards of 30, 40, 50 cards. And one of the things I've noticed about the deck is later in the game, when it's drawing extra lands and it's sifting through all of its strategy with its Tormenting Voices and Radical Ideas with the versions of Electromancer.
Yep.
They look bad. You play an Electromancer on turn 6, 7, 8. Like, that could have been a threat that could have won the game.
Exactly.
But instead, you have some extra lands and you have Electromancers and you're digging through your deck. I've seen a lot of games where sometimes you can get there, but in the late game, I've just seen like 3 Electromancers trying to finish the game off.
Yeah.
Because you add to the density of do-nothings as the game goes on.
Exactly, and you can't have too many of those. You need to be playing 3 spells a turn from like turn 4 or 5 on. And I mean, there is a very powerful play pattern where you go Electromancer on turn 3 and then play like a Charter Course effect. So it's essentially getting a free Electromancer into play, because normally you'd only be playing that. But I like the alternative where I'd get to play an Enigma Drake that forces an answer. And that's what I ended up going with, just because of sheer power.
And just from the other side, playing a lot of different decks in the format, I had a tough time deciding between the two from being the pilot. But as an opponent, sure, an Electromancer on turn 2 is scary, but just having all the maximum velocities and all of the Drakes, it just means that there's just such a high likelihood of when I tap out, I die.
Yeah.
And whereas the other version doesn't have that. They can sift through their deck more, they can draw more cards, but I am much more afraid of all the 4 toughness creatures. It's better against a Danto Vanguard.
Yeah.
You have to have more answers to that. So I definitely believe that, I call it 8 Drake, but even though it's play 7 or 6, I just started calling it like the Drake variant of the deck.
And I think Electromancer is pretty good against your deck specifically, because you don't have a lot of cheap removal. But I mean, I think that's a small sample size.
Yeah. That's not the entire format.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I say we start getting.
Oh, yeah.
Games.
Let's go and roll some dice and get into it.
All right. Are you ready for your first
spots.
versus live game?
I'm excited.
All right. Well, let's high roll it.
High roll.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
No.
All right. I will start. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right.
All right. So how's your hand?
It's a little land heavy, but with this deck, you get to really, discard excess lands. I have a threat. I think it's good. I'm going to keep.
My hand has the best card in the deck. By far. Just
Boros Guildgate.
You got it.
We spend a lot of time together.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I'm going to keep. You're good?
I'm good.
All right, let's do it. I'm going to start with a basic mountain here. All my creatures will have first strike now.
Which creatures, though?
Every single one of them.
Okay.
All.
But not the ones that you play after that resolves.
Not after it resolves.
Weird, right?
I will not be playing Ornithopters. It is a weird mechanic there.
Boros Guildgate, go.
Okay, I'm going to play a Sulphur Falls here. Really only one choice here. I'm going to chart a course. Draw 1, draw 2. Got a little bit too
Great, he's
many
thinking.
lands.
He's thinking.
Dude, a bunch of people are really mad that you didn't do the 7-Eleven game. I'm just gonna throw that
Oh,
out.
are they?
Like,
All right, we're gonna
yeah.
have to do it for the next
We'll do it
one.
for the
huh?
next video.
All right, I'm going to discard a basic island and send it back.
Whenever an opponent plays a charter course and thinks it's great, no Phoenix.
Yeah.
No Phoenix.
Or it's the start of a troll. You never know.
Yep. All right, well, I'm going to play your favorite
My favorite card?
there you
Honor
go.
Guard?
Yeah, it's a Kylie Honor Guard.
I don't want
Yeah.
to get too deep on name puns. A lot of people are doing name puns.
No.
I want to ask first. If you don't want me to do them, I won't do
No,
them.
it's fine. The
If
people like
Corey's
it.
hungry, he's Corey Chowmeister.
Chowmeister.
For some reason, Todd and Ross have created our channel into entirely name puns.
Oh yeah. No, BBD,
I wouldn't expect
BBD
anything less.
infected us. Just bad.
I wouldn't expect anything less here. I'm going to draw. Ooh, that card was drawn right on time here. Right on time.
Don't you love it?
Can I take my charter course back? I am going to give this 2/4 flyer a try. Pass it back.
All right.
Doesn't line up too well against your 3/1, does it?
It also doesn't line up that well against my lava coil.
That's a good one.
Wait, how
That's
many? You're
good
playing
one.
a lot of lava coils, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm playing 4.
Weird.
Brad
Yeah,
doesn't
it's
like.
Weird that you just have 4 of these, for this deck.
Yeah.
You know, Brad
You know?
doesn't.
I mean, I
say-
only put them in my deck for the Grand Prix so that I could play my Grand Prix deck against Corey
Right.
today. Yeah.
No, I figured.
Brad does this thing where he just makes sure he has a great matchup against me if I'm playing
No,
a different
this is-
deck, just to. I'm guessing you're done.
This is just a perfect example of metagaming, and I just
Yeah.
wanted to point that out. Brad Ulo, whose question we answered first, just subscribe. Thanks for that. Just want to give a
Thank you
quick
very
shout
much
out
for
to him.
that.
All right. I am
Pretty dead.
pretty dead, huh?
Yeah.
Huh, that's pretty extreme. I am going to. I got a tough choice here. So I can play it safe and just play a Phoenix here, or I can try to jump through some unnecessary hoops to get it into play. And I'm kind of leaning on the side of just taking 2 and having you take 3 here.
All right. 17 to 15.
All right, your
Phoenix
turn.
is in play, and it has been. All right. So I could have had a tough choice, but it's just.
Oh my.
That's a
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Oh, are we doing the real life
We're doing
version of the arena?
Real life
This
arena.
ain't Hearthstone, Brad. This is arena. Come on.
10.
All right,
Brandon.
10.
Your turn.
All right, that's not great. That's not great at all. Ooh, that was a spicy number. I am going to start with giving my creatures first strike.
Okay. Which creatures?
All of them.
Let's do life total check real quick. I just want to make sure they're
We're at
correct.
17 to 10.
to 10. Yep.
Alright,
Okay.
so
There was
Brad's
a
at
Steve Benz
17?
shock.
Brad's at 17,
I'm at 17. Corey's
and then
at 10.
Corey's at 10. Okay. We just want to get this fixed.
All
real
right,
fast.
so now I am going to send my first striking Phoenix in.
I am so shocked you're doing that.
You have a 2/5, Brad.
I
This
ju-
is a 3/2.
Just shocked.
Just shocked?
Just shocked that you have that.
Are you gonna take it?
I'm gonna take. I'm
Okay.
gonna take 3 first dark damage down to 14.
Okay. All right. Well, then I am going to. I'm not proud of this.
You're not proud of this?
But I'm going to lava coil this and shock it.
You had it.
Had it the whole
Aurelia
time.
down.
And then pass it back.
All right, now untap. Ooh, we didn't. I would have liked a 5th land,
Oh yeah.
but I don't have it.
Wow. So you just have all gas. That's fair.
So we will attack you
All
down
right.
to 7,
Down to 7. Yep.
and I will play a Rekindling Phoenix.
Ooh.
Your turn.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, this deck does have a lot of flyers to throw up in the air. against
Yes,
all your
it
creatures.
does. Yes, it does. Okay, yeah. It's terrible having to waste 2 removals on one spell, but
Yeah,
I'm going to Crackling Drake.
you got it. Draw a card.
Brewery 23 says, great chemistry between the two of you. It's fun to watch you guys play with each other. To that I say, they're brothers!
We've known each other for years.
Brothers!
I'm going to play Drake and send it back.
You think we have great chemistry now, but if you ever put us in Mario Party, ooh, it gets bloody.
It's cutthroat then, yeah.
All right, well, Crackling Drake can fly, right?
It can fly.
Can Can I have it fly all the way to Ixalan?
Oh, don't send me to Ixalan.
Ixalan's binding. All right, so I'm going to.
All right.
I am going to attack with both creatures because,
Because it's presenting lethal.
it's presenting lethal. I mean, I could just die on the crackback. It is theoretically possible I die on the cat.
It's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible.
It's improbable, but
And I think I might have a shot at it. Yeah, I mean, I have a choice here. I can block this and then try to deal with the egg, or I can block the Vanguard and hope that you get a little life down, or I don't have the way to kill the egg right now, so I'm going to block the Vanguard. Your move, bro.
so this is a tough spot because you have 5.
And
you
then
have, you have 5 in the graveyard.
I have 5 in the graveyard.
Well,
yep.
if you had shock, I think you'd block here.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you would.
You never know. I might have a shock here to respond to your 4 life.
Yeah, I don't, with where my hand's at, I think I'm just going to let it die and put you at 3.
Okay.
Now,
Down
if,
to 3.
now, if Corey was at 6, I would pay the life because then I'm presenting 2 lethal attackers on the next turn.
That makes
but
sense.
since you can block this or deal with this in some way, I can't present lethal. And if
Yep.
you just played a Drake that I can't deal with and you deal with my next thing,
Yeah.
I might be in trouble.
And I
so-
think like 14 is pretty safely alive, but I think 10 there's
10
a solid chance that you
yeah.
could pass away.
Your turn.
Okay. We need some help. I don't know if that's the help we need.
Well, I already had my help because I drew my second Guildgate for the game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we need to dig into something here, so I'm going to crash through.
Does all your creatures gain trample?
All of them. All of them.
right.
Oh no. That's not what we needed. Yeah, I think I'm probably in trouble here.
All right.
Your turn.
Well, that looks like a Drake that at worst is blocking my Phoenix. That's the worst thing that could happen
Yeah,
on my
this
turn.
isn't great. This
All right,
isn't
well,
great.
Let's attack.
I'm gonna block.
All right. I'm going to die. I'm going to get my...
Ooh, I was hoping
My
you'd miss it. I
elemental-
think that was my out.
That was your out? Well, I had a backup.
Had a
backup plan, yeah.
That's a good one.
Your turn.
Game 1, that card is a lot scarier than Game 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
Those bacon bolts.
Those bacon bolts. Yep. Kevin Bacon bolts. All right. Well, I think we might be out of options here. Our hand is not great. I'm gonna start with an op.
All right, go for it.
All right. That's not what we need. I'm gonna key. That's tough. No,
That's not what we
gonna give
need.
me-
I'm going to keep.
Ooh, that could maybe help a little bit. Yeah, it keeps us alive, I guess.
Doing it? Are we doing it?
I'm going to maximize velocity
On the elemental.
on the elemental.
So the elemental is a 1/2.
Yep. Lava coil it.
I don't get it.
He gets his
Why would
Phoenixes
you
back.
pump it and then hurt it like that? Why
You know,
would you do me
I wanted
like
to
that?
bring it up just to bring it down, okay?
Alright.
And get back a defensive
defending-
arc-light Phoenix. Your turn.
All right.
This is really how you get there. Blocking Lyras all day is really how you get there.
All right, I will go to 19.
I mean, if you get your graveyard really big next turn, then maximize
I'm going to play an
velocity.
Adanto Vanguard,
Okay.
and you pick.
I'm going to guess they're the same card. I
Okay,
picked
this one?
Yeah.
History of Benalia.
I'll play History of Benalia.
Or-
Okay.
History of Benalia.
Oh, boy. 19 damage? I think this should
Classic
be...
Ross Merriam strategy.
Yeah, the classic cross-variant strategy. All right, your turn.
All right, we need a good one. Oh, yeah, that's not going to do it.
Someone asks, our Brewery 23 asks, hey, where's your Kevin Bacon bolts?
Kevin Bacon Bolt will come in next game. We'll move on.
Yeah, we'll move on. It was a different card. It was just both 3 drops.
Okay.
All right, well, I took game 1 in very impressive fashion.
Yeah.
And before we go to sideboard, though, Todd, what's happening over in your world?
Okay, we actually have quite a few questions from Twitch chat. We're being very active today. Thanks everybody for being here and hanging out. We got a question from JWall1983. This is for Brad and your Boros deck. Did you consider Remorseful Cleric for the sideboard? And is there a reason why you aren't playing it?
I
We
said
actually-
that to you yesterday, I believe.
Brian Brown and I worked on this deck a lot on Thursday and Friday because we would have worked on it earlier in the week, but we were still on different decks. But we just wrote down a list of any possible card we could put in this deck, and that was on the list. And the 2 shocks were the last choice, but we tried a lot of cards in those slots. We've tried Dauntless Bodyguard. We thought about Remorseful Cleric in it because it can do things in this matchup, but I don't like it against Golgari because the graveyard shenanigans stuff isn't as important in those games. Like, once that's happening, you're already kind of in trouble.
Yeah, and it seems like, I mean, there's not many good find targets when it comes playing against this deck. All your removal exiles, you know, so they're not actually using that mode very often. It's really finality, you know?
Yeah, and it is a 2-mana flyer for matchups like Selesnya, but I just didn't think that getting the Phoenixes was that important because if I didn't have it in play, you would already have found a way to get it back out. Yeah. And I already have cards that occupy around this roughly the same spot in the sideboard that we'll get to soon. So,
and I think it opens up kind of the same debate of why I don't play Electromancer. You're opening up, your deck doesn't have a lot of targets that get targeted by shock, and that would be one of the things that opens that kind of removal up in this matchup anyways.
A good point too, yeah. Anything else, Ted?
Quite a few, actually. This is actually one that just popped up, and I wanted to take a second and talk about this. Jman0966 says, on the Versus series, wearing a TCG player shirt, question mark. Well, Corey, do you want to pump yourself a little bit?
I'll pump myself a little bit. I write for TCGplayer.com. You know, they were nice enough to let us join in here. And
our sponsors were nice enough to let us do some content. And I mean, is there anything that you might see me on?
You know, I have a certain slot on TCG Player that maybe Brad stopped by to have a little fun for this week.
I may have.
May have.
But so
neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, so it's great. And that's one of the things that when we started making content, especially when Corey started doing it, like when he was working with TCG Players, like, well, we're not going to be doing much content together, but SCG and TCG allowed us to have some fun this week, and so we are getting to make some content together.
I love it. It's honestly, it's always been a dream of mine to work with you, and
I am great.
You are great. I've always liked your content, and I'm excited to be joining in on you.
All right, Todd.
We got a few more questions here. Basic 3 asks, Boros Guildgate or Stone Quarry? Which one? And why?
Let's phone in BBD for this.
So there is an actual real reason to play Boros Guildgate over Stone Quarry.
Oh. Tell me more.
Don't say what I think you're going to say.
Garrison Sergeant, if you play a Stone Quarry, your opponent knows for a fact that you don't have Garrison Sergeant in your deck.
Why?
Because Garrison Sergeant is the 5-mana 3/3 that gets double strike if you have a gate.
Or the blue-black ego card could take all your gates, but if you have a Stone Quarry,
split, so they can't.
That's also true.
Yeah,
it's big brain stuff.
Yep.
Jay Dombeck wants me to ask this specifically to Brad because my answer would be biased. They pointed that one out.
This should be good.
How's your control matchup with your Boros deck, specifically Jeskai, but also Esper if you have any, if they're different?
Abysmal.
See, that's what I would have said too.
Abysmal.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Yeah, it's not great. That is one of the reasons why I chose to play this, because I have a good control matchup. I didn't want to have a matchup that you just, bowed down.
Yeah,
but
I like the best thing. The best example I can give you is before the finals of the Grand Prix last weekend, I was talking to my buddy Jake Van Loon and Mark Calderero, who was working the show. And we were just talking about random stuff. And Jake was just like, shouldn't you be focusing on your finals? And I looked over and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get slaughtered. It's okay. Like, oh, it's all right. Let's go in and do it.
All right. Last question before we move to a 3-minute break for sideboarding. This one's for Corey. And you honestly, if you want to take some time on this, Brad is pretty long-winded usually. This you can do recent or for a while back. What's your favorite moment from a tourney or a game in the last, 10 years?
From one that I personally played?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, winning a Grand Prix was, one of the most special, exhilarating moments of my life. So the finals against Ben Freeman, I would have to say, was something that kind of got me gold for the first time. It really catapulted my career. I have to say that it was one of the greatest moments ever. Finally succeeding at that stage.
Oh yeah, it was a tough. Yeah. It was like a really difficult 6 months for us in just figuring out what great thing happened. It was not tough. It was a great 6 months for us. But having to pick the best moment is So you win your first Grand Prix and it was awesome, and
Yeah.
then we both top 8 Minneapolis, and then we both top 8 Denver.
Yeah.
Like
You're right. I mean, winning a
I'm
GP
just
is
saying,
good,
like,
but that's really good.
No. I get your answer. I'm just saying around that time, it was just an insane 6 months where
Yeah.
it was
It felt surreal.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But no, you winning was. I mean, I remember driving back home watching it because we had a long drive and I had a car of 4 people, and I can't just make everyone wait.
Yeah.
And I'm just on my phone. I think we were together. You were there, right, Todd?
No,
you
I
were
was
there. You weren't.
I wasn't. No,
Okay.
y'all went on some nutso Grand Prix finishes for like 2 months, and I was at none of them because y'all were flying to Minneapolis and
Denver,
and Kansas City or something,
Yeah.
and just all over the place. And I'm just like, I ain't getting on a plane.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Minneapolis was the first one I didn't have to get on a plane. That was the only local one I get.
Nice. Before we take a quick break, I'm going to do some shout outs to, we got some recent subs from Irani, Ulob, and Mimaruto. Thank y'all for the subs. We're going to
Thank
take
you
a
so
short
much.
break while we get Cyborgs prepared for Game 2 of Izzet Arc Lake Phoenix versus Boros Angels.
Beacon bolts coming in.
All right, Corey. Well, you lost game 1, so tell us about how you're going to sideboard for game 2.
In horrible fashion, actually.
It did seem you were struggling. Yeah.
It's a tough one. Lyra is a very hard threat, game 1. So the main thing I have to consider is Beacon Bolt here. Not even consideration, actually. This card just has to be in. You have so many threats that are really hard to kill, like Aurelia and Lyra, cards that my removal just doesn't do anything to. So I bring in these. I bring in an extra copy of Lava Coil. I don't bring in the 4th on the play just because, I know you have Phoenix, and I don't know that you take them out. So normally it's a very good card. But you can't overload on these 2 and 3 mana spells because then my deck just turns into a bad blue-red mid-range deck.
Yep.
So I really have to keep an eye on how many 1-drops I take out and keep in. So
that's heads up. Like you.
Yep.
You're just saying you can't over sideboard.
You can't. This deck cannot overside. I mean, look at you. Look what you're doing. You're doing a lot here. And that's your style of play, I mean, transitional sideboards are great, but here you kind of have to really go light. So I go to 1 maximize velocity because, it's a great get you card because you have a lot of sorcery speed removal. I can't overload on this kind of effect because you're bringing in effects that already don't do anything unless I have creatures or you have creatures. So I take out 1. I take out a couple shocks because they don't kill much, but you have to keep your converted mana costs in check a little bit, so you have to have enough 1-mana spells to be able to bring back Arc like Phoenixes. I take out a Crackling Drake on the play as well because it lines up very well with your Ixalan's binding. Like, slamming this on turn 4 and getting that binding is pretty rough, so I go down to 2.
Well, I'm curious about that. Wouldn't it be better to be 3 and 3 on the Drakes just because of Ixalan's binding, and you already saw one game 1?
It is, but when I am playing Enigma, and on the draw, that's exactly what I do. Okay, but on the play, Enigma Drake into your turn 3 play, when you are usually wanting to play History or Resplendent Angel, I'm cool with that, because then you have to choose if you want to Lava Coil and take your turn off from progressing a threat, or play the threat and let Enigma Drake stick, and then I can kind of spread the board with other threats. So Crackling Drake is actually a little worse on the play, ironically.
That's really good.
Yeah.
All right, so from what I'm going to be doing is it's more, but it's not as difficult to really discuss.
Sure.
I'm taking out my bad cards and bringing in my good ones. No.
Player of the year over here, guys.
Thank you. No, so Takali Honor Guard obviously is your Antigo Guard card that you play in game 1. It's good against Lesney as well. There's just decks that have come into play abilities, and your 2-drops aren't that high impact in deck with a bunch of angels anyway, so you might as well play a card that can potentially just win games, and it has. I've won games because Tristani into Venerated Loxodon just,
nice creatures.
Shock is not good against these versions, though I'd keep it in against Electromancer. And Rekindling Phoenix, now I kept all 4 of these and loved them at the GP. My sideboard plan started with 4 Phoenix in, 4 Resplendent Angels out. And as the tournament went on, I kept playing this matchup, and I realized that the theory that I applied to why I wanted a ton of removal, and we'll talk about this real quick, all my cards in my sideboard are removal, even though this is a creature. It can be your Lava Coils that I use.
Yeah. It's also a Mold Drifter, too.
It's also, it's just good because it can be a card advantage. I can exile Beacon Bolts. I can take a maximum velocity that you put there waiting for later. It's a great card in the matchup, but it also acts as more removal spells, which is good in the matchup because I realized that your deck is better at finding additional threats than mine is at finding additional removal. So I have to have a high density, but the same applies to you finding your answers. You find your answers faster. So every time that I play a Phoenix on turn 4, it's always getting killed. By Lava Coil. It's always and at turn 4 on the draw, I don't want my play pattern to be I invest all my mana into 2 of yours.
Yeah, if I'm trading up, with my removal
on
spells,
my 4,
I win. Yeah, exactly.
And so I just remove them. Sometimes I'll bring some back in on the play to force you to have the answer. But on the draw, I think that clumping up on too many expensive creatures is a liability when you might not be able to double spell until turn 6.
Yeah.
And so I'd rather play 3 drops and be able to double spell on turn 5.
That's really heads up, yeah. But I mean, Honor Guard, you don't like it for shutting down Crackling Drake?
Well, I'm bringing in my Dire Fleets. Now that's not something I want to happen. So we're going to be shuffling up. Todd, what's going on in the chat? Is everyone excited about Corey being here today?
We got a lot of people are making puns. My favorite so far. Tomorrow for Halloween, Corey, are you going as Gory Baumgeister?
Gory Baumgeister. The last 2 years I've been Goku. I have the hair for it.
Yes, you do. There was a couple people said you're going Super Saiyan.
Actually, my fiance Corey, Brian Brown-Duin, and I are going as the gang. I'm going as Mac. You're going as Charlie?
Charlie, wild card.
It's Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah, Amber is going as a bird.
Dude, that Halloween episode of Sunny was
and BBD is just going to get a mullet wig and go as Frank.
Nice. All right, we got a couple of questions here while y'all are shuffling up. This one's from Nuntu J Nun. Brad, Boros or Golgari for the next big tournament? What are you leaning towards?
I don't lean. I just juke. I don't have a clue. I'm still coming down from this last weekend.
Pro Tour's 2 weeks from now. You better have some clue.
Well, I have to start testing. I mean, right now I think that control decks, people are starting to explore them. So Boros decks are going to have to evolve. They might even splash into Jeskai.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Jeskai mid-range decks floating around there.
And honestly, I don't know many good Boros or Golgari decks for Modern. I don't think those are good choices for the next tournament,
Yeah, I don't know.
Since our next tournament is Modern.
Oh, yeah, Modern?
We're going to be going over Modern on Thursday.
Yeah, they're taking care of Modern.
That was a bad joke. It was a bad
fine.
C-.
This one's from Boulder Off. He actually has a question for each of you. I'm going to start with Corey.
Okay.
Jumpstart cards like Radical Idea and Chemist's Insight feel like they should be good with Arclight Phoenix. You are playing neither. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing when it comes to playing those type of cards is you need Electromancer. You absolutely need Electromancer to play those cards. Otherwise, Radical Idea, when you're spending 2 mana for that and you're not Chart the Coursing Tormenting Voice, it's just really bad. I also figured out that Chemist's Insight was just almost never what I wanted to be doing. Even when I can go Electromancer and that on 3, it's just so slow. So I do like it with the Electromancer version a little more, but it just, I don't think it fits the shell, and it's not fast enough. You're just becoming a slow mid-range deck.
I agree with that.
Yep.
All right.
And then Boulderoff also wants to know from your side, Brad, a lot of the Boros decks have been playing Conclave Tribunal, and you are playing none. Why are you playing Binding over Tribunal?
Well, you don't really have the creatures to convoke it. I rarely convoke it, and also, especially in this matchup where just getting one of the Drakes is fine, not that great of an exchange with a Crackling Drake. Ixalan binding it is just...
Yeah, it's that's kind of game over. A card that, in hindsight, looking forward, I'm thinking about Blink of an Eye to kind of get yourself.
Don't give away our Pro Tour tech. Like that.
I mean, Dive Down's fine.
Yeah.
All right, last question before we get started on game 2. Histeus wants to know why are you still main decking Tikali Honor Guard? Do you think that's going to change since Golgari had kind of a bad showing this weekend?
I mean, I just got back from the tournament where I went 5-1
Things are going so fast.
We drove back yesterday. We made some content last night. We woke up and came here. I'm just playing my list. I'm sorry.
We almost had no time to play Spider Mountain. So.
At what percentage of the metagame do you think Golgari has to be for you to move Tikali back to the sideboard? 10, 20?
It'll have to be... Well, it's good against Selesnya too, and I just think that Selesnya and Golgari, at least there's 37 3-0 players at this last Grand Prix. And now we can get into, should 37 people at a Grand Prix have 3 buys later? But of that group, Selesnya and Golgari made up over half, it made up over half of the field. And so Takali Honor Guard right now is playable against some of the other metagames and great against over half of the field. So it would have to be at least 25% around there before I'd even consider cutting all of them.
And then I think, if you get down to that lower percentage where of decks that affect that, I think you still go down to like a 2-2 split or something. Because
I think you
still
just go to a different deck.
yeah, that's fair.
All right, last one. This is a quick one. Ace Nook 1 wants to know, where's the third brother, Mike Segrist?
I was like, where's the third brother? I'm like, Dad isn't giving us the papers.
Come on, Dad. All right,
I'm learning something new every time.
Yeah.
Well, this hand is unplayable. If this was a dual land where I could cantrip a couple times, I would keep it, but I have to mulligan. Yep.
My hand would be keepable if these Sacred Foundries were Boros Guildgates.
Yeah.
But I guess I'll still keep it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not the best hand in the world. I'm definitely happy about the mulligan. The problem is I am going to need lands, but these are the kind of hands you have to be able to keep in this, and sometimes you just won't get there and lose.
That's fair.
Like you still have to keep it.
Okay, down to 6. Hoping for a good one. All right. Whoa. Well, we have to keep this. It needs some help, but it is a for sure keep.
Is it bad?
I'm going to scry.
It's one that I keep all the time.
Oh, you have to. So I'm going to scry this to the bottom.
Uh-oh.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to begin with a crash through. All of them gain trample.
All of them gain trample?
All of them, yep.
Okay.
I'm going to pass to you.
All right. I will play Sacred Foundry tap. Your
Okay.
turn.
Land.
Oh, no.
Land. Come on. Oh, no.
I'm going to pass the turn to you.
No. We're giving them one free roll.
We're giving them one
No,
free?
it's called a Fendillion Click. This is what I do. This is I just take any card I want, shuffle it up.
Okay.
Wait, we got to shuffle it, and then I got to come knock the deck.
Okay, you have to come knock the deck, yeah. Todd's knocking abilities are great. So we're going to steal that card.
Okay.
And come knock the deck, Todd.
I'm going to need a knock here. Please make it good.
But just so you know, we're at your end of turn.
No.
No, we are not. I know.
Come on. Oh. Your turn.
That's all you get.
And you took the best card in my hand.
Did I?
Yes.
No, did he get the Phoenix?
Yeah, he got the
I got the Torty boys now. 18 go.
Oh, God.
All right,
Not
if you don't
like
draw a
this.
land here, we're just scrapping this and redoing. Yeah, no, this game's over.
Yeah.
All right, let's just shuffle up real quick. We'll play another one.
I mean, this is a good learning lesson, though, because this is the type of hand you have to keep. You know, I had
on the mulligan.
On the mulligan. You know, it looks risky, but I mean, you have to snap keep
I
this,
keep forgetting, if there's not a fireball involved, it doesn't work.
Yeah, that is true. I
always draw Expansion Explosion or Bane Fire or
the
Kick
land
Fire with
for-
Fire or the land necessary for lethal. I gotta, man.
That's fair. That's fair.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't have any. Hold on. Someone says, can we take Todd off camera with that awful hoodie? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Be easy. You could get out. I don't need
That's a
you.
60-second timeout if I've ever heard one.
You know what? Last time out.
Roll Tide out.
If we can't use Twitch timeouts for college football, then I don't know what we need it for.
Then what are we doing here anymore?
What do we need it for?
Okay, that was the practice game too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But we won't have time for a game 4 or whatever. Anyway, so this is it. This is your last chance to prove.
All right.
My hand is worse.
My hand is
they're
worse
calling me
as well,
Todd
but we
Banderson.
got land, so we're gonna
let's
keep
go.
this. Okay. So we're gonna crash, trample,
All of them.
starting off so much better. Oh, that was a draw.
Planes.
That was a
no
draw.
play.
Oh, yeah. Do you have plays?
No.
Okay, so we got a spicy play here. We're gonna chart the course. I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm gonna discard this. Okay?
All right, I like it. That is confidence.
Your turn.
All right. I'm going to play an Adanto's Vanguard.
Okay.
Oh, it's a Danto Vanguard. All right, well, my article this week is going to need some corrections already.
Ooh, we drew a good one.
Why
Okay.
did you
We
call
drew a
what'd you
good
call
one.
It's just a Danto's Vanguard all the way down. You can control F it all.
Danny, I'm so
Trample.
sorry.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
can control F fix it all. Technology is amazing.
Trample.
So they get double trample?
Double trample. Opt.
Nice.
I'm going to look. Ooh, okay. So, yeah, this is a good one. This is a good one I'm going to keep here. So put that on top. Beginning of combat. Get on in there.
17 lives.
All right, your turn.
So you're both attacking for 3 with a really tough to kill creature.
Yeah. No, mine's easy
On
to
turn
kill.
3.
Mine's super easy to kill. It's just very hard to stop it from coming back.
Yeah, and it's just card advantage, right?
Yep, yep.
So here I could just play this, but then that I'm just gonna kill it.
All right. Where were you gonna go with that?
Go. I can play history or kill.
Okay. I like your mentality there. Err on the side.
I always want to keep my life total high.
Yep. So now I have a lot of choices here. So I can play this, but it runs into the problem that I mentioned before. I think it still is probably going to be the best play. I would, if this was like a Charter Course or Tormenting Voice effect, I would really want to be doing that. But with being a Discovery, it gets a lot tougher here. I think I always want to err on the side of putting a threat into play.
Yeah.
Just because when you're not and you're just turning your wheels, it gets a lot harder. So I am going to play this Crackling
I'm going to
Drake.
respond before you draw.
Okay.
Do you remember when you already ruined the game by discarding before you actually drew? Yeah.
Sure.
I'm going to just take my entire turn during your draw and send that to Ixalan.
Okay,
and,
great.
And put you to 14.
Great.
Your turn.
I thought I
call
was
a
getting,
judge for these game rule
because I was wearing
violations.
this hoodie and it's really hot here, but I think that
I know
play,
that was on fire.
that play just set me off.
That play set me off as well. Okay, but now we're
What is it? A Drake sheds a tear every time a blue-red card gets Ixalan's binding.
Okay, Brad. I'm gonna go Tormenting Voice, discarding this.
Oh, they keep the Phoenixes and Drakes. They're just relentless.
They are back. Okay, so now we don't have a great play here. We're definitely bringing that back, but we're going to start with Discovery.
Yep.
All right. Ooh, don't want any of those. Too many lands. Gonna draw. Aww. Okay, now this is not the ideal third spell. But
Brad, did you forget to draw your card this
Lost it.
turn?
No, I just put it in my hand.
Okay. So I was people were
I haven't
like,
looked at it yet.
Brad,
I'm going to
draw?
get 2 fresh ones.
All right, Brad. That
All right,
is
14
a
all.
2/2 with haste. Your turn.
All right.
All right, so life totals here.
We got 14 all.
14 all.
Yep. And our hand's good here. Our hand's good. But I'm afraid of a
that.
lot of cards. 11.
All right, so I just feel like if we play this, it's going to die. And that's how this matchup works. So it's weird that I just want to play this, but it makes sense too. All right, I want to pull.
All right, let's get Brad's hand on camera so we can
Oh,
actually...
no, the polls are
the polls are stupid and
skewed
slow,
'cause-
and I'll just tell you
they
what
know
to
the
do.
hand. Yeah, I'm
This
just
is
going to play
easier. I
history.
know all the hands.
Yeah, it's just history.
Okay.
I'm going to
Oh,
play.
wait, what are the options? I'm curious.
The options are history or Lyra.
Oh, never play Lyra until there are like no cards in hand.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Don't you know I never run out of cards?
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. All right, Knight, your turn.
Knight. Okay. All right. What do we got here? We're going to have a good turn. All righty. Well, I want to start by playing this so we can dig for a couple more Phoenixes.
Well, there's only 2 left.
Yes.
Do you have one in your
Yes.
hand? If you have one in your hand, then,
I do.
you only have 1 left.
I do.
Well, I am nervous of Drake returning a Phoenix, but there's
Yeah.
nothing I can do this turn.
I'm going to cast
About
Discovery here.
Get there!
Round your bases and we got a little bonus card.
no.
Okay, so now we have to find a way to get them back. Don't worry, we got one.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have to figure out.
All right, so I'm going to start with a Kevin Bacon Bolt.
Do you have a 1-mana spell?
I do.
Okay, I can't see your hand.
I do.
very well,
Not in my hand. Not
Yeah.
in my hand, but
Oh!
Yeah.
I'm going to
nice.
discard this to this.
Do you have another one in your hand?
Not anymore.
Do you have another? You could have another one.
I could. No, I couldn't
No,
have another.
it's
This is
exiled,
all of
bro.
them.
Oh, that is all of them.
Okay, and then
Well, you could technically have the 5th one,
Yeah.
but...
and then I'm gonna cast Maximize, discarding this, And then beginning of
Do I take
combat,
10?
you are going to take 10.
I'm at 4.
All right. Your turn.
Draw trigger.
Oh, wait, no, it wouldn't even matter because he had Bacon Bolt.
I had the Kevin Bacon Bolt.
Now I'm hoping that there isn't one.
Kevin Bacon Bolt. I'll take my turn here before.
Good game.
Oh, Chad is blowing
Come
up
back
at
from
that game.
Ixalan.
Holy moly.
Well, since game 2 is a wash, but we're close to our first hour, and we've got a lot of action. I don't think we're going to be able to play another game. It's too risky to play another one.
When Brad
We had a lot
starts
of
to
fun, though.
lose, he's out.
Actually, I think those games are pretty quick. I want y'all to play another game because I don't have any questions.
Well, no, we're already at schedule, and we got 2 big matches coming up.
Round 2 might be a long one.
Okay.
Yeah, so, well, I think this is a perfect time to just talk about this matchup real quick.
Okay.
So, we'll call it a 1-1 draw. Game 2 is just a wash.
1-1-1.
Yeah, I don't need the win. I don't need the win.
Dude, a lot of people want like a real third game.
Let's do a third
And
game.
I don't- third game.
Look, we'll skip questions. We'll just go straight to the break. Let's just play a third game.
All righty.
All right. I wanted it to. I wanted it to.
This is the
Let's
brothers'
not break
war,
eye contact
sir.
the whole time, okay?
A lot of people. Oh, Brett's scared.
Oh,
I would be
yeah.
after that game. Although I would not be after the game where Corey didn't play second land.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This deck has a very high ceiling, but it has a very low floor. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of times where this
Yeah.
deck looks terrible, but I mean, there's times when it looks like, how could you ever have beat that draw?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even if you got a second Ixalan's Binding there for the Arcline Phoenix,
They
I
come
just wouldn't
back.
cast them. They're going to the
Well, yeah,
graveyard. They're,
going to
coming
graveyard and
back.
I did have a second one for it.
Yeah. I was about to
Didn't
head
you want to make a
Ixalan.
quick sideboard change on the draw?
On the draw, I think.
The 3-3 split?
Yeah. Yep. I want to.
That was a good call there from
And you were
Lord
thinking about
of
the lava
Iron
coil.
Forge.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
That is pretty tough. I'm kind of not liking this card at all on the draw.
Whereas Wally 31 says Corey is great and great to play against. No trick, just treats here. At
No
STG
trick,
Forge.
just treats. All right, yeah, I'm going to make that one change that I spoke of there. I'm going to do this for this just to...
3 of my first 4 feels good.
Oh, wow. Then all
the rest
Boros
isn't
Guild
that
gates.
great after that, but
It's all right. You got the goods.
yeah.
All right. Oops. That was on top, too.
Yeah.
Oh, no. All right. And you're keeping.
Oh, I'm keeping.
I mean, if he's got turn 2 Donda Vanguard, I would never mulligan.
Ever. Yeah, I'm going to
Not-
keep
not
as
in this
well.
matchup.
Your
It's
turn.
a little awkward, but... All right, your turn.
All right, we'll play the cliff top, and I will show you the 3 cards. Your turn.
Okay.
Elwer Kane wants to know, are y'all going to North Dakota States this year?
I will be. I will be.
Do you know someone named Elric? They seem to know both of you.
Huh.
but I don't know
Huh.
if that's their real name or not, and I didn't want to ask.
Okay, I'm going to cast Discovery here. I'll look at 2. This is interesting. All these could be good, but we're really looking for an effect to get this certain card into our graveyard.
Ooh, I wonder what it is.
So I think I'm going to bin both of these and draw a card. Okay, your turn. Woo. Okay.
Smoosh for 3.
17.
Your turn.
Okay, we love that. We needed that.
Not a history.
Yeah, no history, no second follow-up with Danto. That's how we do.
That's how we do. All right, so we're going to start by giving our creatures trample.
How many? Which creatures?
All of them.
All right.
And we are going to cast Fury. There's thought process to keeping a bunch of cantrips in your hand, but you really need to fill your graveyard
Yeah.
too, so I'm going to pass back.
All right.
Our hand's a little awkward here, a little slow.
Go.
14. Oh, yeah, but so is yours.
I just want you to know that this is Dylan 21 and nothing's living.
Okay, great. Can't wait. Thanks. So here we want to get a threat, and I think we want to be as mana efficient as possible here. So I'll just send Crackling Drake directly to Ixalan. Your turn.
I don't
That was
know.
a great draw.
I don't know if it's going to Ixalan.
Okay, it's going somewhere.
All right. 2, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that seems risky.
Only we could kill a Dantos Vanguard ever.
All right, I'm going to
It's been
kill
fought.
it with fire.
'Kay.
Put you at 11.
11.
And play another 600 and say go.
Okay. Ooh, that might be just what we needed. All right, so we're going to start with this, see our options. Boys,
Yep.
draw 2. Ooh.
Every card you played so far in this game is cantripped.
Yep. All right, now we...
This is my kind of deck.
So we are going to start with a lava coil. How do you feel about that?
I'm going to go to 16.
I'm going to respond with a
All
shot.
right, I'm going to go to 12.
Okay. All right.
And then
9.
we're going to go to
I'm not 100% sure.
You got to play one way.
I'm not 100% sure I even want to attack with this. There's some... I mean, you're just going to kill everything. Yep, we're going to get on in there.
9.
Go to 9. Your turn.
Ooh.
Okay. 8.
Brad, all right, Corey's going to 8 here. This is a
8 to
pretty
9.
sweet race. You paying 8 life last turn. That was
It's kind of what you have to do sometimes.
getting frisky dingo.
I don't know even if I want to put this into play now.
You could just be dead. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So
Yeah, there's
Enigma Drake plus maximize velocity is
There's
9.
2 in here, though.
Is 9. No, there's not.
Go.
We got 1.
Oh, no.
All right. Look at that drop!
No!
Look at that drop! We did it!
1, 2, 3.
We actually get to just...
Let's count it up. We got to make sure. Hold
No,
on.
it's lethal.
It's lethal.
All right. How big is it right now?
Boom.
Now, how big is it now?
1,
doesn't have haste.
2, 3,
Yeah, he wins.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus it gets pumped to 9.
That's exactly.
You beat me with my hubris.
It was a top deck.
I know. Hubris got me.
But I mean, my play, if I didn't have that, was going to be Beacon Bolt, and then discard another Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, I was going to make you have some tough decisions, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can use this card against you. You can never kill it. So eventually, you know.
That's how it has to be played.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't have played this. I only played it because we're playing versus. I would have never played it in a
Oh,
tournament.
sure.
I would have. I had Silhouette and I died. Do you see me die in tournaments? I'd never die in tournaments.
Well, ask Ely Cassis that.
Yeah. Okay, I never die with cards in my hand.
Touche. You had a mountain in your hand.
Yeah. But anyway, we have to take our break now. We'll come back and talk about this match and the future ones afterwards. But we're going to be taking a 10-minute break. During that time, queue up some questions, take a quick break, and we'll be back to play the finals of the SCG Classic in Charlotte from last weekend. Ollie Antrazi's 5-color control against Brad Shepard's Jeskai control. It's going to be a fun match.
It's called okay. I don't.
What?
If we're calling it 5-card control, I'm gonna go fire whoever called it that because it's Lich's Mastery.
Yeah.
sir.
If that card's
It
in a
is
deck, it has to be
Lich's
called
Mastery.
that. Yeah. I'm excited to learn just what this
I
deck does.
know. This isn't at you
Yeah, it's-
specifically.
it's Lich's
I'm gonna
Mastery,
go
yeah.
yell at someone.
All right, well-
if I'm calling Lich's Mastery.
Well, Todd's going to go yell at someone. We're going to take a short 10-minute break, and we will see you when it's over.